What's up guys, it's your boy Speed here, and today we're going to be looking at a Divine 1 Sven replay, and I'm going to be roasting every little thing I can about his gameplay. But alright, the first thing I want to do is look at the messages he sent me. The second thing I want to do is take a look at his items, and then the third thing I want to do is actually get into the gameplay and critique what I can. Alright, he said, "Hey Speed, been watching you for years. I appreciate that, man. It means a lot. Helped me get way better at Dota. Also, I'm glad to hear. Anyway, can you review this game? I was a Sven. I was playing on my alt account with my friends. Oh, I guess I don't know if he's Divine 1 then. I thought this was going to be my highest MMR win ever since the Hoodwink was ranked 300. We were down most of the game, but we almost had a comeback in the end. I don't play ranked on my main, but still like improving, so any tips would help." Oh yeah, and then he said, "Just watch the Wraith King video. I think the replay I sent is a good follow-up, showing what higher MMR pubs look like, especially in the lane." And I actually agree, right? If you guys didn't watch the Wraith King replay, I recommend you watch it first. It's kind of it's an interesting game where the player struggles to CS well in the lane, and then even though he farms relatively well, it's not nearly as good as it could be, and I think his items were quite off. So this game will be a nice contrast to that Wraith King match, and I also just appreciated that he followed up. You know, I can appreciate the effort he put in to get his replay seen. Not to say that you should spam me, please don't spam me. Don't spam me. You can comment in the comment section down below on this video with your match ID and hero that you played if you want your game reviewed. Alright, before we get into the main part of the video, I do want to let you guys know that I'm not only posting videos here on YouTube, I also frequently post videos on the website. If you don't know what I'm talking about, almost every single day I'm posting a new video to the GameLeap website. We're going to teach you guys in depth about how to get to the next level. So if you want to become absolutely broken, click the link down below and sign up. What do we got here? So looking at the Sven, starting off, I think these might be random items, which is a bit cheap, but whatever. It doesn't matter. Let's not focus on it. Going Treads into Mask of Madness and Echo is very standard. After that, he went Shadowblade. And this is where I kind of question his build a little bit. I mean, I definitely don't think this is some game where you could just not go BKB. I mean, it's not like it's some low magic damage game. They have like, you know, Centaur, Witch Doctor to some extent, not fully Witch Doctor, but to some extent, Earth Spirit certainly, Hoodwink certainly, Brood even kind of, you know, with the Silken Bullet, not as much. You can maybe afford to not go it against Brood, but maybe, only maybe. So it's a bit crazy not to go BKB, I'm not gonna lie. His build is certainly very Chad. The Silver Edge, in my opinion, is frankly insane. I just don't even understand who you're breaking. Like, the only person you're breaking is this guy, who I don't even think you need to break him, really. I don't think it's too important, so. Where are the Centaur's boots? What the hell? And what's really funny about this replay, too, is I pulled it up, and I'm like, oh, he's against my friends. Like, I'm literally going to TI with this guy, my boy Logical. I'm friends with Guanis, and I'm friends with Pan. I feel like I know these people, too, but I don't recognize their names. Either way, I thought that was pretty funny. So without further ado, let's kind of hop into this match. This is a very high MMR game. He's against quite high MMR players. I think they're all immortal, or just about immortal. And so, yeah, it'll be really interesting to look at. Oh yeah, and to finish off with his items, he went for Satanic, then BKB, which yeah, I mean, it's a good Satanic game. I think it's fine, but I mean, there's not much to dispel. That's why I feel like you need a BKB. I feel like there's a lot of just hard stuns. It's going to be hard to actually finish off kills. The only thing Satanic is particularly good against in this game, in my opinion, is Purging Spirit Vessel and then Maledict, because Maledict does damage based on the amount of HP lost. So if you heal it off, Maledict won't do that much. Is it good enough though? I don't know, we'll have to see. He definitely had a comeback. He was 1-3, then turned the game around to 9-3 at this point. So clearly maybe the Shadowblade did a little bit for him, or a lot of it. And let's get into it. All right, so starting off in the laning stage, looks like nothing crazy. A little bit of block on Dire. Definitely something I would put a priority on. It's pretty important to block on Dire at least a little bit. So right off the bat, hits the first creep once, which is okay. From there, I would say this lane is pretty strong. Oh my god, the Centaur Hoodwink lane is quite nasty as well. As okay, lose the first creep. I probably would have stunned for it at that point. Gonna look to stun for the ranged. Okay, doesn't get denied. It was the right idea. Pretty hard window there, honestly. Because, oh yeah, I would like to say one thing before we get into this, by the way, okay? I have a lot, I'm sure I'll have a lot to say about this replay. But the funniest thing to me, I'm calling you guys out. The people who comment on these types of videos are hilarious. They're like, I can't believe this guy is Legend 2. I'm Crusader and I make less mistakes and my Midas wasn't on cooldown with 2 charges and I didn't forget to swap in and I stacked for myself. It's like, guys, stop at the damn coat. Stop at the coat. You're in your bracket. Now, yes, maybe you don't play ranked. Okay, that's the only real excuse. And even then, maybe you're just a wuss and so you can't afford to lose points. All right, but please stop it with this nonsense. All right, stop it. I don't want to hear it. Okay, you're in your rank for a reason. You make a certain amount of stakes per game. You make a certain amount of good plays per game. You understand some things. You don't understand some things. If you want to gain rank, you have to stop making mistakes, make good plays, and you have to learn things you don't know. It's a simple thing. You might be like, oh, I'm a supporter. My carry sucks. You suck. You suck! Alright, let's get into it. So the only main criticism I'd probably really have in these early waves is allowing himself to get this range creep. Wait, why didn't this range creep die? So it's pretty important that you pull aggro onto your range creep as the carry, because you don't want the lane to push. So I think because he hits Centaur here, he pulls aggro off the range. And this is why you really want to avoid trading as much as you can. Like, yes, the Centaur's running through the wave, CM messed up here, and she gets gone on in a very bad position, but you really want to try to stop pulling aggro. Like, he pulls aggro twice, and this is one of those things where it's kind of hard to see, which is why I would expect players at practically every bracket, including myself in a situation like this, to make a mistake like this. But you just want to try, unless you're really going to hit the Centaur a significant amount of times, just don't click him. Like, as weird as that might be, you're not going to get value out of clicking this guy once. And the real problem is going to come in a minute from now if the wave completely shoves. Maybe playing off a double wave can be okay, because you can hit level 2 in this lane, and CM's level 2 spike might be alright. So there's some justification to saying like, oh, this double wave might be good if CM can play the wave. Otherwise, it's just going to feel trash when the wave pushes in if you don't get any value out of hitting level 2 first. Right, now you stun here. Just to kind of talk about aggro a little bit, I think he's got to pull aggro much faster and much cleaner. So for instance here, his aggro is not up yet, right? He has to wait. It's 3 seconds in between the times in which you can aggro. So the first one's good. The creeps kind of get stuck a little bit so they don't pull back to him. But then right here, he could walk up again and aggro, which he kind of tries to do, but it wasn't in range of this creep, which is unfortunate. Yes, he might get stunned if he went for it, but I don't know. I would have liked to see him try. He goes for the stun, doesn't get it. It is what it is. And yeah, I mean, the enemies he's against are very good. Right, they're double denying, they're making it very hard for him. So if anyone watches this and tells me, I am so much better than Sven at last hitting, this is Sven, I should be divine. He has 2 CS and I always have 8 at minute 1. I never miss one. It's like, you don't understand. They're getting pressured, they're double denying, things are hard, right? So yes, do I think his aggro could be better? Yes. Do I think he can not pull as much aggro and keep the lane back? Yes. These are 2 things I would fix if I was him, for sure. That I think are somewhat non-negotiable, as I don't believe they're going to get value out of the 2 spike here because of the denies, which is really good from the enemy. And then once again, I would pull a little bit more aggro if I was him, because with the CM being low, I would be pretty afraid of just getting casually gone on. Like at this point, if I'm the enemy, I would probably just cast my spells when I see the CM go to the right? Because you have to assume she's going to go unblock the pull or pull if you see her run this way, which they definitely did see her. Maybe they weren't paying attention, but you know, I would be careful, so I would continue to pull aggro. For instance, pulling aggro here is good, but he could have pulled the creep all the way to here, right? He kind of like stopped it here. It's not optimal. You want to pull it all the way as far back as you can. I'll just replay that one more time for anyone who doesn't understand what I'm saying. So pulls aggro here, messes it up a bit, whatever. Goes for the CS, fine. Then when he pulls aggro here, this creep will run all the way back. But I think what happened is he didn't realize the creep was going to follow him. And so he turned around, and it kind of cucked him here a little bit as they go for the deny and they get it. So yeah, could have pulled that one a bit further back. Probably should stun there. I know maybe you get pressured if you stun, so I guess it's okay to hold stun here just so they don't go on you, right? So they don't try to all in you. But okay, this is good aggro. Once again, very, very solid. Would probably pull aggro again here on this melee creep. Okay. All right, the last hitting's not the best. As much as I would like to just say his last hitting is fine, he's divine, it's not the best. Kind of just missing a bunch for no real reason. A lot of it is pressure. Some of it is just bad timing. It's just always something to think about, guys. I always say, if you want to get good at laning, get good at last hitting. And get really good at last hitting. People think like I'm just saying it kind of casually. I'm really not. It's so massive, because if you get some denies, you hit level 2 first, then you get a kill. You get your item first, that gets you a kill, it keeps you alive, whatever it is. It makes such a big difference. But okay, what I'd like to see him do here is get the lane back, get it back. Get the lane back. Why are you auto-attacking? Don't push the wave. Like literally deny this and then pull these 2 creeps onto the range creep and pull the lane back as much as you can. It wouldn't pull back here, but pull it as much as you can. And I would not skill cleave this early. I know some people do if their only goal is to push the wave, because there is a strategy with Sven in easy lanes where you just push the wave in and then your support goes and pulls. I don't think this is one of those lanes, because I'm pretty sure if you push the wave in a Centaur and Hoodwink, you will most likely feed, right? It's too strong of a lane. And so I just wouldn't do this. Once again here, I would pull aggro. I don't want to 50-50 these CS against Centaur, so I'd pull the wave back. And if I am going to get a skill cleave, this is the time to start autoing and pushing it in. As once again, his aggro just needs to be better and faster, because what Banana Bread, my boy Banana Bread, could have done here is he could have pulled aggro here onto the range. Then the wave is here, and and then he could pull it to here, and then it would be very hard for them to contest. And if they did contest, then he could connect. They also probably could go on Hoodwink here. This is probably, it's probably a kill. It would be close, because maybe she gets her Bushwhack off, but I don't know, I feel like there's an opportunity there. Even going on Centaur is fine, like, you should stun this guy. Okay, I feel like this is not good for them. Should click your, okay. Click your shit, oh my god! Okay, there's a lot of problems here. I'm not gonna cap. The execution needed to be way more clean. First off, I think you have to know you're stronger. Maybe you don't, but like, this guy's low. You're both full health. The fight's good in that regard. You have Lotus, you have Fairy Fire. This guy has no healing item besides his Ring of Health. He's level 2 because of, I guess he died, right? So that's why he's level 2. And then he kind of goes on you in a weird place, like where he steps up into the wave, and then now you have to know they have neither of their stuns. So you're probably stronger, right? They used both their stuns. You just need to click Warcry right away. It lasts for a long time. If you had 10 seconds of Warcry going here, it's 6 armor. It's a huge number, right? It would put you from 2, which you're currently at, to obviously 8. Really bad that it took him so long to click Warcry, because this Hoodwink Q would have done way less damage. Her first auto would have done less damage. And he would be much more survivable. Also, you should just button mash his heal items here. Yeah, I mean, just don't take the chance, right? Just click all the heal items. Click the stick, click the Lotus, don't take any risk, and then ship out a salve, and I think you feel good. Alright, skipping ahead here, the lane was in a bad position, and the Crystal Maiden pulled, and I think it's good that he goes and he farms the pull camp, because I don't really think there was anything else to do. I think farming the pull camp is quite nice for your net worth, and it can really help out a pretty tough lane. From there, he's going to farm the wave under tower, which is obviously what you would do. This is one of the CS, which is a tad unfortunate. And let's see what he does at this point. At this point, I don't even mind seeing him push in the wave. I think with 2 points on cleave, you just do that. Like, somehow, how is the Centaur so poor? How did this happen? I guess the Hoodwink is pretty farmed, but I don't know. All right, so at this point, you got the 3 points in cleave. Strength, bonus 6. You're feeling good. Gonna clear the wave. Okay, clear the next wave. That's fine. I don't even think Hoodwink's here. So you clear the next wave. Go farm the small camp, or pull. Or run at Centaur. I mean, this is good damage. No gat. I don't know how he doesn't have, no offense, Pan. I don't know how you don't have Vanguard yet. I mean, come on. Come on. It's not an easy lane, but it's not a hard lane. Getting into it, at this point, I would just like to see him push out the wave and jungle a bit. I feel like this is just inefficient. Running a Centaur is sort of okay, but he has Ring of Health, so it's like kind of fake. It's like a little fake, because you pressure him and then you proceed to push the wave, which is why it seems fake. It's like, if you're really trying to pressure him and that's your goal, then hold the lane back. But you're not going to do that with 3 points in cleave. And so, yeah, I would like to see him just push the wave and instantly go jungle. Like, here, it just needs to be more clean, right? It needs to be more clean. Your job is to click God Strength at the other camps. But instead, he goes like down, around, up, around, doing a jigsaw puzzle or something. Then he pops his ult, which is fine. I would farm on Agi Treads. I believe it's more total damage with the attack speed when you pop God Strength. Pushes in the wave, okay. Probably pushing the next wave if he can, because it's already here. Farming this camp is alright. You can stack it if you think Centaur's not here. Or don't stack it, that's fine too, no problem. It's no problem. Okay, pushing the wave. Pulling. Okay, here's what we'll say about pulling. It's not bad, especially if you're playing like Spectre and you can't really jungle that fast. It's good. As Sven, because you jungle so efficiently, I would probably just kill it. And the reason why is I would expect Centaur to push the wave anyway, so I would expect this guy to kind of just shove it into you. If you think they're going to shove the wave back into you, then just don't. Just farm the camp. I think it's just inefficient because he takes like a good amount of time pulling the camp instead of just killing it as fast as he could, when he could just be killing these camps. And then like, yeah, then Centaur pushes the wave, you come back, clean it up, farm the large camp with God Strength. You just gotta watch your map, make sure you're not getting ganked by Air Spirit. That's about it. Clear the small camp, back to the wave is fine. I was gonna say, yeah, you just gotta watch your map a bit. You're fine. Very hard for 2 heroes to kill Sven because, you know, Warcry and stun and just a high HP pool from the Cleave's bonus strength. But okay, at this point, with half health, I wouldn't really want to return to the lane unless I'm very confident that they're not there. Healing up with the Mask of Madness a bit, but okay, I like his decision to farm backwards here. I think it's much safer than returning the lane, especially when the Witch Doctor was missing, and it turns out, yeah, the Witch Doctor is there. I don't know why Witch Doctor's showing, but whatever. Clear these camp. I like this farm rotation, it's fine. He could go back up into his jungle here. They're gonna take top tower, so I would, basically what I'm thinking here is, okay, they're gonna take top tower, top wave's gonna shove into my tier 2, so I wanna farm the camps to the north of the tier 2, so I can collect the wave when they take the tower and push it in. That's most likely what's gonna happen. So this camp's probably, this is a little risky, I'm not gonna lie, because if Earthspear was like roaming around this area, which is kind of reasonable if they're playing for top tower, then this is really not safe. So I'm not a huge fan of this. I would personally just play for the top camps. Ends up being okay, so whatever. All right, they pulled away. I guess this is okay because Witch Doctor showed bottom once again. I'm not a huge fan of him farming this with the information we have. It kind of feels a bit psychotic. I mean, the odds they're ganking are low, but I don't know how much you want to take that risk. Ends up being okay, at least for now. He's going to cleave down the wave, farm this camp, that's fine, this is the most efficient. Going down here is a bit insane. I feel like I would have just gone to the right. I mean, at this point, you do see them bottom, so you can feel comfortable to like push and top like this. Like, this is typically crazy, it's right next to the tower, but I'm okay with it in this case. Earth Spirit's dead, Centaur showing bottom, so did the Brood. This is fine. Popping Mask, popping God Strength is okay. I was going to say you can maybe look here. No, I mean, if you're going to TP, it's not like this. This is not the way to do it. I could just already die. It's because, I mean, first things first, this fight looks a bit suspect. Your lone druid died. They're not low on health. Like, my big thing if I'm going to TP or not is, can my teammates help me when I TP in? Like, this guy's about to die. This guy's dead. I don't think Doom wants to TP with his build, right? He's max Devour. This guy's like cuck build, you know? And so, I can't imagine this goes well. Like, they're not really low. Your teammates cannot help. This does not look like a TP. Maybe? No. Yeah, so that was not good, because you should have stayed generally towards top. Now you feel not too good about this. It's just inefficient, you know? Just sort of, I don't want to call it waste. Yeah, no, it's just sort of wasting time, because anytime not farming is just not great. I'm glad he takes the nearby Ancients. That's the efficient path here. Okay, camp is blocked, so you're going to run to the left. That's reasonable. Good farming pattern here. I actually kind of like the smoke. I feel like this could work. Leading with the Frostbite, leading with the slow. Forcing Stampede, okay. Chasing. You gotta be a little careful, they're not showing anymore. I wouldn't have chased there, but alright, I like that movement. That was a high skill movement. It was a 2-man smoke. Maybe CM could have held Frostbite, right? The CM perhaps could have just led with the Q and then Sped could stun, because I would imagine it's max Frostbite. So she should maybe have hold the Frostbite for when the Stampede comes out, if we're getting real technical. Whatever, he can't really control that. It's fine. Pushes in the wave. Yeah, I mean, once again, at this point in the game, I would be more focused on letting Doom farm top, because it's very efficient for him to farm Ancients. Now, it's kind of safer for him to be here, but this is why I think he should go BKB. I think he needs to be fight ready. When your team is losing the game like this and you have no initiator, I think you need to be able to go BKB and go in. Because like Doom can't go in, LD is not really in a shape to go in first. Right? He has to be careful about getting bursted if his ulti is not currently being used. So I would personally fulfill that role. I would also try to play Ancients. Like, I'd tell my team, like, hey, body the ganks, put down wards in this area, and I'd try to play Ancient side because Doom can't farm Ancients. And so you're taking the side of the map that Doom wants to farm. And this is like, we're talking about very high level concepts here. This is like pro level concepts. I'm not even just saying that. This is something not thought about by almost everyone. But it is something to consider, especially when you're playing Sven, because you're a very good Ancient taker. Okay, once again, running at this guy is crazy. I was gonna say, like, they can TP Earth Spirit and you don't have BKB. This is so insane. Yeah, I was gonna say, okay. No offense, but I'm glad you died. I'm glad you died for the sake of the video. It's just not... Basically, I think people, when they're playing carry, take too much risk. The reason why I liked the original gank on Centaur was because it was close to the tower, and it was with CM, and so even if Earth Spirit was in the area, you're probably fine. But like, this play is nuts. You don't have God Strength, you're not... There's no way you're killing this guy from half health. Even if he's alone, he's just not gonna die. Yeah, it's just a waste of time. You want to be hitting creeps. It's as simple as that. Like, when you're playing Sven, you're playing for your major timings. Your major timings are BKB or like one of your mobility items, whether or not that's Shadowblade or Blink. You're playing for BKB or Shadowblade or Blink, right? These are usually the main times. So until I'm at that timing, I'm only showing up to stuff if it's very clearly good. Because your hero farms so fast that taking any time to fight better be worth it. Otherwise, it's going to be net negative for your overall net worth. That is how I see it. So, okay, pushing in top, it's good. Yeah, they show, so it's fine at this point. I would continue to push it in 2. Watching, I like that he's watching the fights. He's being aware, once again. Kind of insane. I mean, they're all showing, so I can respect that push. But it's a bit... Usually just want to hit neutrals, so I don't recommend playing like this too much. But okay, I actually like this TP. It's kind of close to the tower. Might be a little hard, but... Oh, that could be 2-man stun. This is why you need BKB at this point. I feel like, because he could have it for sure. You know, like 18-minute having BKB is super reasonable. And I think this is why he needs it, so like he could take these fights. Because I think going Shadowblade, because Shadowblade's more expensive than BKB, I believe. And you might be like, Speed, what are you talking about? If you disassemble the Echo, it's actually like literally the same cost. Yeah, it's like almost exactly the same. BKB is actually 50 more gold if you disassemble Echo Saber. So technically it's about the same. Once again, that's why I would generally wait, because maybe if you have Shadowblade here, right? If you were a bit more efficient and just highly prioritized hitting as many neutrals as humanly possible until your timing, then when you take this fight, okay, you Shadow Blade in, you pray to God they don't have a sentry, which is why this is sort of a bad area to fight because they probably do have a sentry. But whatever, let's assume they don't have a sentry. You run in, and now the Centaur doesn't see you, and he probably doesn't stomp, and, you know, you don't have to throw stun, because when you're playing Sven, you don't have to throw stun, run up to them, and then hit them when the stun is ending, because it decreases the odds you actually kill them, right? And so he's obviously going to die here. Spirit Vessel plus roll will kill him. And now you feel pretty trash, right? So I think his main issue here is just looking for too many fights that aren't literally, I was going to say under the tower, but the first one was, so that's not really the case. I think it's more so just the fight. I mean, the enemy team is doing a good job of kiting out. That's the first thing I'd like to say. They're not diving and then continuing to dive. So what happens is they dive, or they kind of dive, and then they kite out a bit, and it's like, oh, you TP, but now they're not even close, and it's tough. It's a tough read when you get to high MMR, because people are more conscious about the fact that a TP might come in, and they don't just like hardcore dive. Right, so he's going to go back to jungling now. I think this is fine. Now that you have Shadow Blade, you can kind of look for something else, like maybe killing the Witch Doctor top. I think Centaur's a hard kill. Once again, it's a little bit weird that he doesn't play for Ancients. Yes, the enemy was invading it with Brood and multiple heroes, which makes this farming pattern acceptable in my opinion, because of the fact that the enemy was playing in the way in which they did. So I'm sort of okay with it. Once again, in this team fight, I would just execute different. I think my biggest issue with Banana Bread in the mid game is not understanding and playing with the timing. Now that you have Shadow Blade, the main advantage is going from out of vision and blowing up someone. But what he does here is he TPs just flat up in their faces, and now it's going to be hard to initiate, because I would pray they have a sentry down, when instead you could TP here and like go on this guy, you know? You could like TP in, click God's Strength on the high ground, they don't see you, Shadow Blade, and get a clean jump. Instead, you TP into the middle of a bunch of heroes. Now I expect you to maybe get nuked. Perhaps it's okay, but yeah, all of a sudden you get hit by a roll that wasn't probably even intended for you, right? Where if you were Shadow Bladed and TP in, maybe this roll doesn't hit you because it's not even intended for you, and it's intended. The problem is you're TPing directly on top of your team. This is when you get hit by the bullshit. That's what I call it. When you go into the middle of the fight on heroes that want to get like burst kills with no BKB, you get disabled and nuked. Okay, if you have BKB, this TP is more reasonable because you can just chat up. Right? But this is not a Shadow Blade TP. This is a BKB TP. And so now he gets caught in the middle of a bunch of heroes, and he's going to die. Couldn't get a clean initiation. Not too surprising based on the TP location, and the game looks a little bit hard. Could go back in, probably will die. Okay, I'm glad he didn't go back in. That would not have worked. How do they come back? The enemy team has to dive their fountain. They're 14k behind. As he's looking, this is no God's Strength, but okay. Pan dotes on the Centaur, killing himself, as per usual. Very nice. Okay. So he's got the Silver Edge. I'd like to see the angle. Finds a Haste Rune. Okay, that's honestly a good steal. You don't want that guy to get a Haste Rune. Clearing top wave is fine because you have a Haste Rune. Risky Wisdom Rune. Alright, I actually respect that play. And you see two heroes TP top, and you TP on the Witch Doctor in the triangle. Very nice. Dude, how does he bring the bear next to you? Okay, come on. Oh, this might be a feat on the Brood too. No, it's a hard kill. I don't think you're getting him. Oh, maybe. Did he get rooted? What was that? How did Brood get stunned? Oh my god, the hero rooted him. I forgot the hero can root him when he's in true form. That is crazy. He died because of that. Well, maybe. I guess I haven't seen it play out. Oh my god, he died because of that. Cotton Beast with the main hero root on his game. But okay, yeah, here I probably wouldn't show up to this mid-fight. God Strength ending, it's just inefficient. I mean, maybe you get a kill, but no, I would not be here. I'd just be farming up bot side. I'd take the Ancients. I'd clear 2 bot waves. I'd take the other Ancients. This is just not efficient. I mean, maybe somehow, if this goes well, great. But honestly, the enemy team should just not even fight you. It's like 3-on-5. And this is why I don't like this fight, okay? People are going to be like, Speed, you're so stupid. You're so stupid. This is so good. It's like, it's good because the enemy team is, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know why they're doing this. Why would you do this? You know this fence here. It's not like he's shadow blading and catching them off guard. He's been here. Like, he's just been here. They know he's here. They could just leave and just not fight. And then the enemy team, they're not even farming. So, like, it's whatever. They're not going to, like... The only way they lose the game is by taking this fight, essentially is what I'm saying. Which is why I would love for him to be bottom, because when the game gets more optimal and people get better, him being here is just bad. Like, it's strictly bad. And so you can say what you will, you can be like, oh, but you have to play different if your MMR is lower. It's like... farming on Sven is good. Like, just to be clear, it's just a bad argument because over time you will get punished. And in games where they just don't fight, even in Lomomar, you're making an inconsistent play, essentially. But okay, banana bread, pushing in bot, farming up the camps like this. I like that he pushes out waves pretty deep. I think it's risky as Sven. Sven's not the best hero to do it with, especially with no BKB, but I like that he doesn't when he has vision. But okay, joining the fight, no God Strength, but I think it's fine. You see that a major team fight's breaking out. The Brood was very low. It's great that he got there. So that one super worked out. It was a risky decision. Once again, no God Strength fighting can be kind of tough, but yeah, things worked out here for sure. Enemy team overextending, and they clean up the team fight. Very, very nice. Okay, he's going to go for BKB next, which I'm glad he goes. I think even with Satanic, just no reason to take the risk. The enemy team has too much magic damage. Okay, hits the portal, looking for Roche is risky. Oh, the game evened out completely. That's nuts. Yeah, Roche is risky. Running up here is kind of nuts, but I mean, maybe you just assume they don't have a sentry because you hit the portal, right? They might not expect you to be here. He goes in, should pop ulti. Okay, I mean, this is a bit unfortunate. I don't blame. Yeah, it looks like he just got pathing there. That's okay. Goes in, pops Shadow Blade. Was he not Shadow Bladed on the way in? Or was it just like the back half of the Shadow Blade? Oh, it ended, I remember. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, it just ended. That was okay. Kill the Brood, Doom disconnects. You hate to see it. Should be an easy fight with Brood dead. And alright, yeah, I mean, it's fine. Can't complain with the execution there. He clicked all of his buttons. Clicked the War Cry, clicked the ulti, targeted the gripped Brood. I even like the initial Shadow Blade play because the enemy team probably thought they were bottom, so kind of caught them off guard top there. So I think that usage of the portal was extremely good. And I think that's like a good sign of a Divine player, right? Someone who understands some of these map movements. Because that was good, right? Caught them off guard top. The entirety of their team caught them off guard top. You can tell this is a 5-stack game by that type of play, you know? That shit would never, like a portal play in regular solo matchmaking. It has to be like 10k average for that to happen. I swear. Okay, finds another kill in the Witty. Very nice. Taking Tormentor, seems good to me. God Strength at the tower. Gotta be a little careful now that God Strength down. So something people get wrong is they like take a tower and then they keep looking for shit when their God Strength is ending. You gotta be careful. Like here, now the enemy team should actively fight you. Not like that, but they should try to fight you. And then if they do and you don't have God Strength, the game can be bad. So honestly, I think if this is really high MMR, his current decision making is very game losing, to be blunt. But thankfully, Centaur just gets picked off, and the enemy team couldn't get on the same page, so it's okay. But yeah, be very careful about that, guys. Very careful about that, because even if the enemy team doesn't intentionally do it, let's say they unintentionally just happen to fight you when God Strength is down, which is the more likely thing to happen in your average Dota match, that's why you're going to cost yourself the game. As, oh, he finds the Centaur here. It's a bit deep, but he does very good damage to Centaur. Okay. Doesn't kill him. Now you have to, once again, be careful with the God Strength ending. Like, I would not push. I would very much focus on clearing waves. Even this top fight, I would not be particularly confident, which is why you really should try not to God Strength in the late game unless you're sure it's going to go well. Like the Centaur kill, I respected it. I thought it would work, so I think it was fine. But you got to be careful. Like, try not to God Strength for taking towers or things like that. It can really leave major gaps for the enemy team to punish you or your team. It's okay, they're just finding kills all around the map. At this point with the Aegis up, I think I would have just bought Harpoon. I feel like having a Blink in your backpack feels pretty trash. Like, I would have just upgraded my items so I could be as strong as possible on my Aegis timing. So I'm not a huge fan of this, what he decided to do with his items here, at least the order of it. Going high ground seems fine. 2 heroes dead. They're going to back out. Farming up level 25 seems like the right decision. I would just farm the right Ancients and then take the Wisdom rune. I'd like to see him go take the Wisdom. Maybe he could get it without it. Okay, no, they're going to fight right before level 25, but they found the Brood. All right. I mean, honestly, that's the right call. I mean, if your Bane is calling like, hey, I'm going to catch Brood, and you're pretty confident he is, then, of course, TPing is the right decision as he finds the Hoodwink. Very nice. Push in mid-wave. They can obviously go high ground off these kills, right? Finding the most important hero in the Brood, right? The carry of the enemy team, as they're going to siege it up, taking 2 racks. Wow, they lose this game. That's kind of crazy. To be fair, Sven can have a hard time ending games. Oh, is this throw? Is this the throw? They get a little too confident, pop God Strength. They could get Megas. They get jumped, but okay, that's obviously fine. They're going to get Megas at least, right? Yeah, so you get Megas. Now they lose with Megas. Oh, good cleave to kill the Centaur. All right, all you have to do now is reset and wait for Lone Druid, which he knows, and that's why this guy is pretty high MMR. Okay, it's good. Just wait it out. Just don't fight to God Strength. All I would do is push in bot. Just let the waves push in. Go shove bot. That's what he's doing. There you go. Boom. Shove bot. You're not going to get thrown. They don't have enough time. Clear the next bot wave. You could even threaten to force them back. Yeah, I mean, there's no Centaur here. You could try to take this fight with the Lone Druid respawning. They should catch here. Okay, they'll find the Witch Doctor. It's probably good as... okay, I mean, I would have turned... I definitely would have turned for... oh, I got outplayed by the... Got outplayed pretty hard by the CM there. But I would have just gone on Earth Spirit. I think his target priority is just bad. Like, this guy's rolling in pretty deep. You know? I think going on... This guy's kind of reasonable. But he gets his Ags off, which helps him, like, poof away or whatever. Oh, it turns him invis. I forgot. Yeah, it turns him... Oh, did they just lose this fight and get wiped outside of the base? Is that what happens? No, no way. Okay, they kill Earth Spirit. No. How do they lose? All you have to do... No, just wait God Strength. I mean, Earth Spirit will respawn when a God Strength is over, but I think you just wait... Maybe just wait anyway. I mean, Sven without God Strength is kind of bad. I know they lose, so it's easy for me to say not like just don't make this play, but it's hard because Earth Spirit respawns when God Strength is up. But I don't know, maybe just let the Lone Druid hit, I think, because you just have to not get initiated. I don't even know if they knew Earth Spirit had no buyback. Maybe they did, in which case this is pretty reasonable. Earth Spirit no buyback. I guess it's reasonable. Okay, they jump on Hoodwink, but he gets the invis off, whatever, should be fine. Oh, does the Brood just kill him here? This Brood's pretty strong. He has BKB. So the issue here, even if like he had God Strength, is he just needs to get a clean blink off. So I would try not to, first off, I think diving this Hoodwink, unless, like, I would only go on Hoodwink this close to her fountain if I'm blinking directly on top of her. What I really don't like about this initiation here is that the blink is like not on top of her. I guess it kind of was until the Hoodwink shot went off, so perhaps it was just slow. I guess that's actually the reality of what happened here, because the Hoodwink once again gets this invis Ags off, and it buys a lot of time. He gets gone on here. Doom doesn't Doom the Brood, which I thought he would. I guess it's next to the fountain, but whatever. Now you need to kite out, right? You need to make sure you can get a clean initiation off. Once again, I would have preferred to see them just let the Lone Druid hit the base. This is just a throw. They should just force the enemy team to dive them. Like, now you're going on some Brood without God Strength. He might not even die because of it. Why would you stun? He was gripped. Why did you stun him? You should stun him now. Oh, God, did they lose the kill because of that? No, they actually might have lost the kill. Oh, they probably did. No, Earth Spirit's going to respawn and kill them. They could have just hit the buildings. If they just hit the buildings and force the enemy team to jump them here, they win. They win the game. 100%, they win the game. All they had to do was not dive. That's it. That is it. They won the game. They just had to not dive and not go on some Hoodwink. Oh, God. Just don't buy back now. All you have to do is just hold your buyback. Do not buy back. Oh my God, CM died. Just... Oh, Bane died too! Why did the supports die? Just sit in base. Just TP back to base. TP. How did they even know he was here? Who was juking in the first place? Why is he hitting a neutral camp? Oh my God, I can't take this. All he has to do is sleep Brood when they go high ground. Do they have a Lotus? There's no Lotus. Oh, there is a Lotus, so they could wake the Brood up. I guess Bane can't do too much. Just cast Enfeeble, like literally sit in the base. This item build is insane, by the way. Is this mid Bane? No, this build's crazy. This is some Chad build right here. I respect it. I don't think it's good, but I respect it. Oh no, he diebacks. Not dieback, sorry. He just dies with no buyback. He just has to click Enfeeble on Brood and like buy time. I mean, to be fair, I would do nothing. This guy is like, he's not enfeeblable. But you could at least try, you know? And like say, because you don't want your son to buy back. Now Lone Druid has to not get gone on. Doom should not jump. They need to wait for you. Just let the Megas push. Just don't jump them. They should let the Megas push. Let someone TP back. Okay, so Centaur's TPing. Alright, so yeah, okay. At least they did not... Why? Oh my God! Oh my God! What the heck? Did they not have Glyph? I don't think they do. Oh, I guess you knew. I mean, first of all, his buyback was probably a bit preemptive, to be honest. I don't think he had to buy back. Because the reason why I don't think he has to buy back is I don't think he's stalling them. Like, I don't think his presence is the reason they don't push. I honestly also feel like they could even get jumped where they currently are. I don't know how safe it is. Especially with Bane being dead. Maybe they don't know Bane doesn't have buyback, so like they can't dive. I guess that's most likely. I just don't think... I mean, this is just insane. The only way you make this play is if your team is actively jumping them. Like, the communication, if you want to make this play, is Doom, go on them. Go Doom the Brood, get everyone to focus their attention on the Doom Brood, go dive for me, and then I will throne them. That is the only way this works. That is not what they did. The Doom did not go in as they were backing, which is the worst time to do this. He even could have done it now, so maybe Doom can cancel TPs with Stomp, which he doesn't have. Doom could cancel TPs with Infernal Blade or Doom. Doom could cancel a singular TP, and maybe CM could TP in and do the same thing. That is the only way this works. And now I'm assuming they just, I mean, it's 4-on-5. They have to take a fight 4-on-5. What you try to do here is just push waves and not fight. No, you just have to push waves. With Megas, you just try to play as slow as you can. That's generally the right idea. They see Centaur's not here, to be fair. Oh, Doom just messes up his jump, and no, the cask! Oh, God. Into the bushwhack. BKB Satanic? He's strong, but there's no way he's strong enough. He should Shadow Blade and run. Oh, no, he Shadow Blades and Shads up. Ooh! Alright, that's gonna be all for today's video. Hope you guys learned a lot. This ended up being more of a commentary. I mean, this was a hype-ass game. So, thank you, Banana Bread, for submitting this game. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you learned. Hopefully you enjoyed quite a bit of this Dota 2 match. Oh, they killed Brood. And wait, what? Brood has no buyback. What? No. No. Oh my God. Just wait for Lone Druid. What am I... You don't have BKB or God Strength. This guy's dead for 70. Why are you rushing it? Why are you rushing it? There's no rush. He's dead for 70. Just wait these two things and you win. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? No. Oh, sleep him. Do you not have sleep? I want to flame someone that's not the Sven for the sake of Sven. Who did he sleep? Sleep the Sven. Oh my God, he clicked that on Earth Spirit. To be fair, Sven was probably dead anyway, but maybe he could have gotten Satanic off and clicked some people. Either way. I love Dota, man. What a great game. But alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. And I'm out.
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the Game Leap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.